Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to the channel today. I appreciate you being here, and certainly welcome back to our regular subscribers. We appreciate you. And for you folks that are finding us for the very first time, it's your initial visit here to the site, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And to everyone watching, if you find the content beneficial, please consider hitting that like button as well. And to learn more about me, learn more about my company, please check out the links below, whether it be for marketing, whether it be for coaching sessions, whether it be for our online courses, which you can check out the Gym Management Playbook, which was set up to help you shorten the learning curve and maximize bottom line profitability. You can just click the link in the courses section below. Now, with that said, our topic today, it's 10 reasons why gyms fail. 10 reasons why gym failed. And this can be, either in that startup phase, things that maybe we get wrong initially. It could be maybe once we acquire it. It could be down the road. One of the things that I don't think I have on the list here, but one of the big killers of business in general is complacency. And that might be the big umbrella of this. When you look at each one of these, did we not do these because we became complacent? And one of the things that I talk about a lot is what I call success apathy. Just because we've had success in the past doesn't mean we're going to have success in the future. So with that said, let's get into my 10 reasons here and 10 things that I see and see if these are some things that we can address now. If you didn't do them, can we go back and do them? Can we fix them? And if you're just getting started, hey, let's make this maybe the roadmap for you. And so number one, no business plan or poor planning. No business plan or poor planning. Reasons gym fail. And one of the things that I talk about so much when I talk about, 10 rules of successful club management, one of them is every day working on the key objectives of your business plan. Working on the key objectives of your business plan. If you don't have a business plan, there are no key objectives, right? At least they're not written down. Okay, so you want to get this business plan, and generally you're going to need it anyway to get funding, either for a new operation, for an acquisition, for additional funding. In most cases, your landlord's going to want to see it. And so, you're going to want your business plan. And one of the things that we do, I know I've talked about this a little bit here on the channel, is folks that come to me and want help with business planning. We do it in a collaborative manner, whereby we really, what our attempt here is to give really a high level education, on the fitness industry as well as the context for that business plan. So if you don't have a business plan, my suggestion is you get one, and then every day, you be working on key objectives of that business plan. Number two is failure to understand customer behavior. Failure to understand customer behavior. And there's a lot of things we could look at here. The one area I want to focus on is kind of the retention numbers, and the usage. Retention numbers, there's nothing unusual for clubs to lose 50, 60, 70% of their member base every year. They churn this every single year. And that customer behavior is hey, they're all excited, they get started, and now all of a sudden they're not coming in on a regular basis. And one of the things that we suggest, one of the ways to kind of mitigate that a bit is, we like to pull a member usage report every morning. And generally speaking, this can vary depending on the facility, but generally speaking, anyone who's used your gym 4 times or less the previous 30 days, we consider them to be a member at risk. And we want to contact these folks, and not just one and done. We want to keep contacting them until we get them back in. And so we have to understand our member behavior here. People will fall out of this, and it's up to us to nurture our customers, to help maintain interest, to help maintain desire, and keep them involved in the program. Okay, this is one of the best things you can possibly do to really grow a member base. But number two is failure to understand customer behavior, and that's one of the more troubling, pieces of customer behavior. And also to know that if you're following up with someone like that, it could take between 4 and 12 contacts before you finally get them back in. But also know, just making one contact, one interaction with an inactive customer, they're 20% more likely to come back in. So there's a lot of benefits there. So we want to make sure we understand this, but then also, we do something about it. Number 3, inventory mismanagement. Inventory mismanagement. And I'll tell you, when I think of inventory mismanagement, a lot of times We don't keep an eye on the budget. We don't keep an eye on what's being spent. Things can sneak up on us. I mean, I can tell you, many times in going into organizations and we're doing an analysis, we're doing a review, and I'll open up, what I would call the supply closet, and there's enough supplies in there to staff, a chain of gyms for the next year. We just kept buying them and buying them and buying them, pens and pencils and pads and whatever else. Okay. I've gone into other gyms where, hey, we're doing turnarounds and we're trying to, where are there some hidden assets? And, we had one place we found like 50 brand new ceiling fans that at one time were going to be installed that never did because for whatever reason they didn't fit. And we ended up being able to sell that, and get some cash in the bank and things like that. So make sure we're really managing our inventory. Okay, even on just theft items. I mean, if you have retail, if you have a shop up front, is that being monitored? I can remember, with clubs, club owners, we're sitting there, watching the video of their pro shop area, and here's people just grabbing a power bar and eating it. Okay, now you get enough of that, and that's going to catch up to you. So have processes in place for inventory management. Number 4. And this is one for folks that really start to have some success, and that's unsustainable growth. Unsustainable growth. Now, here's what I see happens with this. We get in, we start to have success. Okay, that's a good thing, right? And what I have typically seen is, hey, we can always, find more locations. You can usually always find the money. Okay, we can always market. We can always do these things. The thing about really maintaining growth is, do we have a process in place to really develop people? Because what gets us in trouble is we start to grow and grow and grow, but we don't have the people to run these areas. I mean, there's a group we were working with recently. I mean, they were in a major metropolitan area, went to area number 2, went to area number 3, and they just outgrew the depth and experience and knowledge of the personnel, and the business eventually failed, because of it. They just went too fast. And so I would say this: if you're looking at growth, you want to keep it sustainable, make sure we have a process in place to train and educate our staff and develop our people. You can use this channel for this. We have nearly 1,000 videos here by now on the channel that really are, how to and how to train and how to teach and how to develop, our staff and our people. So make sure that we're doing that. Number 5, this is, of course, 10 reasons why gym fail. Number 5 would be no surprise. It's lack of sales. Okay, and it's not just the sale of a membership. One of the problems sometimes is it's not just membership sales, but sometimes maybe we're doing a decent job at that, but that usually won't be enough. Like the example that I would give is we could have 2 clubs side by side. Say each of them are doing 50 sales month in, month out. One club, one club struggles, one club flourishes. Okay, the one that flourishes, they do a great job at the second sale. They get the person signed up. Mary, how would you like to get your results twice as fast? And the numbers that we look at, 20% of those new members buy personal training. As they're walking them out, Mary, now that you're a member with us, hey, we need to get you some super cool looking gear. Okay, and so they buy retail. Another 20%. And so the clubs that do well, they get the second sale, they get the third sale. The clubs that struggle, that's the only sale they get. So when it comes to lack of sales, certainly we need to have processes and we need to have marketing and all that goes with that. But don't just depend on one line of revenue, to get this done. And so I'm talking, typically PT and retail in that second and third sale, but then also look at your website. That should be generating additional revenue for you as well. Number 6, the reasons why gyms fail, and kind of talking to you gym owners out here or you operators that are, kind of that proxy for that owner, is trying to do it all. Trying to do it all. Okay, you simply can't. If the job can be delegated, delegate it. Period. Okay, you're going to develop your people faster, develop more people. You're going to free yourself up to do more things. So if it can be delegated, do it. And if there's things you're just not good at, outsource it. I mean, I know we do this with a lot of our clients in terms of handling sales and marketing and just, the educational component of this. If you don't have the background for it, don't do it. Okay, find someone that does, find someone you trust, and get that person to help you with that, outsourcing. So delegate and outsource. Don't try to do everything. Number 7 reason why gyms fail is we underestimate the administrative task that go with all of this. All the admin function that goes with this. I mean, the daily admin function of, just, completed agreements. Did we get referrals? Was process followed? All of our key performance indicators. Tracking our marketing, our show percentages. What's our cost per sale? I mean, there's a host of things that go into this, and a lot of it can be automated, certainly. But even with that, not every club will choose to get it automated. But don't underestimate the admin function. I would suggest for most gym owners, even if all you have is one location, a part-time executive assistant who kind of becomes your eyes and ears in a manner of speaking, and they really handle that admin function for you. Because again, you need to know this information. You're going to manage based on these objectives, but at the same time, you don't need to be doing that every single day. You want to be producing, you want to be, thinking and planning and implementing, sales and marketing programs. Number 8 on reasons gyms fail is a refusal to pivot, a refusal to change, a refusal to adjust. Now, here's the thing we want to know is, we talk a lot about plan of actions and getting that together. And part of the plan of actions, when we talk about that, we always talk about roadblocks and setbacks. What can get in the way of our success here? What can happen? Okay. And sometimes we need to pivot. Okay, because what we don't want to do, we don't want to make success optional. We need to hit our numbers. And so don't be afraid to pivot. Think about these things in advance. If you have bad weather that rolls in that causes you to be down for a couple days, okay, you still need to write business. What's that pivot going to be? What's that adjustment going to look like? If you're analyzing, instructors and they're not pulling the people in like you need for the classes, or the classes aren't working like you want, or an offer's not working, at some point we're going to have to pivot. So that refusal to pivot, there's a tendency sometimes, I think, to kind of go down with the ship. Okay, and so when you're designing your plan of action, look at roadblocks and setbacks, and if those things happen, what are we going to do? Okay. Number 9, a lack of data. And, unfortunately, this is still a big reason for folks, lack of data. And it shouldn't be. Okay, I'll ask people all the time, hey, what's your retention percentage? Oh, we really don't know. We really don't track it. What's your cost per sale? Oh, we really don't look at it. What's your closing percentage? Oh, we really don't look at it. You need to look at all of the data, all the key performance indicators. This will tell you exactly where you are. This will tell you exactly what's happening. It'll tell you exactly where to go. Like in a general sense, let's just say sales are down. Is it because our marketing's not working? We're not getting the inquiries? Is it because we're not booking appointments? Is it because they're not showing up? Is it because we're not getting them sold? Is it because we're not getting referrals? Is it because we're not getting the second sale? Is it because we're not getting the third sale? Sales can be down for a lot of reasons, right? Okay, we need to see that data. Make sure you have it. Most every billing platform out there can help provide this for you. Okay, if you can't, you need to find it, but you need to know your data. In the world we're in, there's no reason not to have it. It should be at your fingertips. You need to know it immediately. Okay, as it happens. And number 10 is simply poor management. Okay, we don't have good management strategies, management skills. And the core definition that I give of management is that we want to create an atmosphere that allows a motivated person to act. Okay, and if you've not done this, if you've not managed other people, if you've not done this before, this is a great thing. Get some help with this. Get experts to come in and help. You want to shorten this learning curve. The quicker you can shorten this learning curve on how to manage others, the quicker you're going to have profitability. And I'll give you a quick example here on just one little piece of this. Okay, I was doing a training class. I think it was up in Chicago, and the owner, he picked me up at the airport, and it was kind of late in the evening, and we were going to meet that next day. We're going to training, 2-day on-site training. And I flew in that evening, and we were driving back to the hotel, and he goes, Jim, I've got a question for you about management. He goes, how do you know when to fire somebody? Okay, and that's a common question, if we don't have the experience there, or if we don't have the right experience there. And how do you know when to fire somebody? And my answer was this, okay, is our job as the owner, as the manager, as the person in charge, our job is to give 100% of our efforts to make someone as good as they can be. That's what our job is, to give 100% of our efforts to make someone as good as they can be. As soon as we feel that we cannot do that, that's when it's time to fire them. Okay? Now, a lot of times it can come down to production. Okay, but I know there's been many times over the years when, there's been folks with poor production that I've chosen not to fire because I believe in them. I think they've got it, and I think I can help extract that. I remember a time that in a facility I had someone come to me and he goes, Jim, I think I'm going to call it quits. It's just not working for me, and I'm going to give you my notice. And I said, well, look, I understand, it's been a struggle, but I'm not willing to accept your notice. Okay, I believe in you. I think you can do this. And I expect you to stay. And he did. He ended up staying 10 more years, I think, and had a pretty good career at it. And so you might have other folks that might have some great talent, but you don't have, for whatever reason, you're not given 100% of their efforts, 100% of your efforts. It's a good time to probably say it's time to let them go. So poor management. And again, you can use this channel for this, many how-to videos on how to manage, how to lead, how to develop other people. So 10 reasons why gyms can fail. Take a look at these. If you're brand new, make this part of your business plan. Make this part of your plan of action. If you're already in business, how do we stack up against some of these? Are we making some of these mistakes? Can we pivot, and adjust and get the results that we're looking for? So folks, hope you enjoy the content today. Hope you found it beneficial. If so, please hit that like button. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Jim Thomas. You can learn more about me and my company with the links below. And I look forward to seeing you all in that next video.